Hi, everyone. Welcome to the season finale of Emerge Detour Essentials Live, Season 7, Episode 7. How's everyone doing tonight? Let us know where you are joining from. Super excited to be here tonight. As we have been telling you, we have lots to share. We're going to have some cool giveaways, and we have a big announcement about the summit as well. But we are here at Ready to Emerge Detour Essentials Live. This is actually the last episode in this season, but not to worry. We have the summit coming up, and then we're coming right back with Ready to Emerge Detour Essentials Live Season 8. Hi, Catherine.
Hi,
Rochelle.
Nai. Hi, Roshi.
If you guys are joining us for the first time, we are the Emerge 3.0. And we have Detour Essential Emerge, Ready to Emerge Detour Essentials Live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. when we're in season. We've actually had 6 episodes prior to this season, season 7. And as you would have heard, we actually have had 7 seasons, which is crazy. So if you're joining for the first time and you want to catch up with everything after tonight's episode, you can go and visit our YouTube channel and you can see all 7 seasons. Wow, I said a lot. What else am I supposed to talk about? Oh, so follow us on Instagram at Ready to Emerge. Like, share, subscribe, comment on our YouTube page at Ready to Emerge as well. And we are also streaming live on Facebook. Hey, Althea. Hey, Lorianne.
Hey, Lori. Hey, Althea.
Hi, ladies.
As usual, we love to know where you guys are joining from. And we also want to take a moment to say a big thank you to our partner, Sagicor, who has been with us on this emerging journey throughout the pandemic and after the pandemic. And now that we're going to be outside, they're also partnering with us for the summit on September 18th. But I'll let Catherine give you all the details. Before we get into the details, we'll do a quick introduction because we don't want to assume that you all know who we are, especially if you're joining for the first time. My name is Naomi Garrick. I'm also known as the PR chick. But yesterday, I was actually the new chief speed officer at Digicel because I got to park in Usain Bolt's parking space yesterday.
What?
Right? I told everybody when I walked into Digicel, I was like, hi guys, you may not know me, but I'm actually the chief speed officer today. My name is Naomi Garrick, not Usain Bolt. But other than being the chief speed officer for the day, I am a personal branding coach and trainer, and I'm also the founder of Garrett Communications, a boutique PR agency, and I help to build more purposeful and profitable brands. Rochelle.
Hi, my name is Rochelle Cameron. I just got a lash weave done.
You have to take off the glasses. We can't see Rochelle. We can't see with the glasses.
I can't see. And when my lashes is on, I feel so good. I feel so good. I feel so real good. I feel so
I did my nails today and it makes me feel like complete.
Exactly. So I'm also known as Adrenaline Rush. I am a part of the Emerge 3.0 and I'm also CEO of Prescient Consulting Services Limited. Yay!
Hi, everybody. I am Kathy Goodall, and I am a leadership and growth coach. I'm also a marketing strategist and a proud member, podcaster. And of course, a proud member of the Emerge 3.0. And Naomi mentioned it earlier. We are super excited that we are going to be back live on September 18th at the AC Hotel. We will be starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. Rochelle had mentioned it last week, but it's on a Sunday. And so, anybody that comes to Emerge, that we always have to welcome the presence of God into our space. But this time is going to be extra special. So you don't want to miss it. We have so many exciting things happening courtesy of our partner, Sagicor. And tonight, you'll be able to get all the information because our site will be live after the show. So we'll give you all the details at the end so you guys can go and register and see all that's going to be happening at the show. Tonight, we have giveaways, which we're super excited about. This is our last show for the season because, we have to prepare for the summit. But we're so happy that you're here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for staying with us, those of you that have been here with us from season 1. And then I'm gonna just hand over to Rushy because we want to get straight into our guest for tonight.
Thank you, Catherine. It felt like, those shows, like, guys, right after our site is just going to go live. So please go on and register.
I feel like we may need to, I wonder if we need to look at a bigger venue, because we've started getting so many requests for group seatings and tables, and because it's Emerge and we're back, right? And everybody's ready to emerge without limits. So guys, as Catherine said, the site goes live tonight after the show, where you get all the information and you get a chance to get early bird tickets as well. So you don't want to miss that opportunity. So we'll give you some more
people that we can't hold in the venue, they can always join us online.
That's right. So maybe we don't need to get but people want to see us. I feel like people want to see us in person, Catherine, and our speakers, and to be there. But okay, fine. So maybe we don't need a bigger venue. If you don't get to come to the live show, you can join us.
It's like our first time.
I'm nervous. I feel real nervous.
It is.
It's very exciting. It's very exciting. Yeah. So let me give you a quick story. I always have a story. I always hear about everything.
You always have a story.
So about 2 weeks ago, I was at Hope Gardens. They opened the top gate. They opened it. Look very bossy. So I'm at Hope Gardens and I see this beautiful woman who is just in a pair of cut-off jeans and like a white t-shirt and some sneakers. And I'm saying, like, how that's so like amazing that you can be so fab in a cut-off jeans. And so I'm gonna really do denim. So I was so fascinated. So as she came closer, I'm like, but me no know her. It was Kamila McDonald, guys, because only she can rock from formal with fishtail to a pair of cut-off jeans and still just be fresh and fab. And she would be, because she is the CEO of the Wellfit Club, an online wellness and fitness club that is dedicated to a holistic approach to health. So I'm always on all of our pages, and you know that I don't really fool around like vegetable or anything where to like no make noise when it born. And she has made me start having like a meatless Monday, because she makes the concept of holistic eating, holistic wellness, not this foreign concept, not this kind of weird concept, like this is not for me, but you see how you can just interweave it in your life. And she's been doing it for so many people. She's really honed this craft, and she's causing lots of people to get well, to get fit, and to feel like their whole selves. So yeah, she's a nutritionist, and she's an author of 2 whole book, Wake Up and Live, a mind, body, spirit approach to lifestyle change. So she gives you all of the tools for it. And then when you start complaining and say, but how are we eat properly? She has Camila's Kitchen, a cookbook with over 100, get this, healthy Jamaican-inspired recipes. Absolutely amazing. So she's also health and fitness ambassador for Canopy Insurance, and has recently launched. So only just go right on right now and subscribe to her healthy cooking YouTube series. What is it called? Cooking on the Clock, which is a partnership with Grace Foods. She is a mother, and a mother who shares the growth and journey of her daughter with us in such a way that she makes motherhood very accessible. It doesn't seem like, she's a super mama and you're not. Please follow her with this journey. But, a lot of people don't recall just how much Kamila has done in her. And she's like, how is Kamila now? Probably like 17, 18.
Like all of us.
She has a Bachelor of Arts degree with honors in communication and media studies from Stanford University and a master's in journalism from UC Berkeley. And she has committed, I wouldn't just say her life, I would say she's committed her existence to motivating and inspiring others to experience the highest quality of life through healthy living. But one of the things that I love about Camilla is not just the talk of the healthy living. Her energy and her vibes say to you, you just want a piece of that. You want to know what she's eating, what she's doing. And you see her. You do. And you see her online and you're like, she couldn't stay so in a real life. Same way she stayed. She is our authentic Jamaican queen of holistic living and a holistic lifestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, get your lentils together and put your in your hand. Have you welcome.
Not get your lentils.
So that's officially the best introduction I have ever gotten in my entire life.
We get that a lot.
Yeah, okay, I believe you. You know,
Thank you, Cams. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, you three beautiful ladies. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight.
Oh, thank you, Camila. We are super, super excited to have you with us on this Wednesday evening as our closer for the season finale.
So you said you have had 7 seasons and this is your 7th episode.
Yes. You know, 7 is a magical number, right?
Yeah, I know. It is. That's what I was saying. All right. I'm feeling it. Alignment.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling your backdrop. That's what I'm feeling.
Right? Skyline.
Tell us. So I wouldn't get to that. So I have some questions for you, Camila. But so I had actually done, as we spoke backstage, Camila's first move. It's Move on the Mountain, right?
Move on the Mountain.
Woo!
Very first. This was long before the COVID.
Long before the COVID. I remember I had asked my son to come with me and he did not come. But it was just such an awesome, I mean, I felt like I was going to die. I'm going to be honest, right? It was a lot, right? Because we have to like walk, run, all the things up Skyline Drive and back down. But we were rewarded with delicious food from Camila's kitchen. We got to try all these things, smoothies and stuff. And then we had like a little yoga session after. And it was just such an awesome experience. And I know you recently had one, but before we get into that, that was before the pandemic and you were doing all these things. You just signed this contract with Canopy. You just started the Wellfit Club. So you were already virtual, which is great. But then the pandemic happened. Tell us about what it's been like for you over the last 2 years, especially because you're also a mom.
Yes. You know, it's been a complete whirlwind, can I tell you? And in fact, the funny thing is that even though I had been virtual before the pandemic, so I had the Kamp Kamila Fitness Challenge.
Right.
I had Kamp Kamila Tribe. I feel like I was ahead of the times.
You were ahead of the times. You really were, because you had all these platforms.
You had all of these
one of the things that Canopy loved, that you had all this stuff already.
Absolutely. We had filmed the 30-day Kamp Kamila, but with Canopy challenge, with all of these recipes and online accessibilities to health and fitness, right? And it's funny, right before the pandemic, I felt like I was so strong virtually and digitally. I was hopping all around doing Kamp Kamila in Miami and New York and Atlanta and Trinidad and all these places. And I felt like I wanted to hone the space here. Like I wanted to connect to my Jamaican people. And I didn't do that before. If you remember my partnership with Water, I used to go down to Emancipation Park and people used to join that wellness experience that was free, courtesy of Water at that time. And I felt like that was missing. Like I really enjoy connecting in person. And so the Wellfit Club actually started in person 2 weeks before the first case of COVID was, confirmed in Jamaica. And I rented a space I had all of my coaches. We had about 10 of us in total, some of the best wellness coaches in Jamaica. I had Natalie Murray, who was doing cycling in person.
Yes.
I had Sharon Fiani, who was doing yoga. I had Nisha Yen, who was doing Pilates. I had Keita Marie, who was also doing Pilates here in person in Jamaica. And I was doing high intense interval training, full body hit, lower body hit, upper body hit, and just kind of the overall head coach of the community.
Yeah.
So I think I started out with 16 members. This was March 1st, 2020. And smack in the middle of that month. And it's funny because I was renting out a space at Jamaica, the Teachers College, that gym. Right
Yes.
there. And so if you remember, the first spaces that were closing down first were schools, obviously, right? So I was forced to pivot online. And I think what saved me is the fact that I had known it before. I had
Yes.
walked that journey before. I was very familiar with the space. And I was like, okay, universe, I guess I'm not in person, back to online. And I remember the offering started out at $60 a month. And I was inching up. I was getting a couple of people from various different cities, which was exciting because it started to open up the brand to, a completely new way of being. And, something felt like there was a resistance as I was going. And I immediately dropped the price to $30 a month. It felt a little more accessible to everybody. And that's really what felt, like the calling at that time, like make this accessible to everybody, make this affordable to everybody. Everybody was kind of freaking out. Anxiety was at an all-time high. Depression was at an all-time high. People needed these tools that I was offering. And the moment I dropped it to 30, my membership skyrocketed. And, now is, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful community of hundreds of, predominantly women, which I'm always interested about because I purposely designed the colors to be unisex and, across the board. But so far, it's been the women that are coming out to honor their bodies and just their purpose and becoming the best versions of themselves by showing up for themselves every day.
Yes.
And 2 years later, Wellfit is here. The community is beautiful. We are mostly Caribbean. And if not Caribbean, then, some affinities, some, brand Jamaica and just our Caribbean culture is such a beautiful thing all over the world. I've lived in 6 different countries and it's so incredible to me to whichever city I show up in the world, once you say you're Jamaican, is a big excitement, right?
Yep, always.
To be fostering a community that is rooted in our culture, that is just such a culture that I celebrate and I am so proud to be a part of. In fact, our women are running tonight, right? Isn't it tonight, the finals?
No, tomorrow, girl. We may would have had to like move Emerge finale.
We don't have to pause for a cause.
Right?
we gotta see Jacko break that record tomorrow.
Break that record tomorrow. So it's a beautiful. Sometimes I wake up and I have to pinch myself, because I feel like what I'm living, my work, my life purpose is dreamy. It's amazing. It excites me. It fires me up every day. And I think it fires me up mostly because it's about people understanding the power that they have within themselves, helping people to regain their confidence. And because of my own journey, I know what it feels like to have lost that and, how it feels now. To be on fire for your life. And it's very exciting and almost just, just anything that you can dream of to help to kind of reinvigorate that inside of somebody, to remind them of their own power. Because we all have every single thing that we need just, inside of us. We just have to tap into it and learn how to nurture that every day.
I love that. I love what you said about, what did you say about the fire? About, you said a statement. I meant to write it down, but I didn't. You just said something about either unlocking the fire or unleashing the fire or something.
Yeah, running on fire for who you are and what
that
is, what you were put on earth for. Because we're all there for your purpose. We're not just there to just exist. You understand? So I think one of the most exciting things as a human being is when you find your purpose, because everything just kind of rolls, and the universe and God supports that as you continue on your journey, and you just realize it's not, when it's the path of least resistance, because you're being supported for the work that you work
and
on.
it comes naturally to you.
Yes, and it comes
right?
naturally. Yes, absolutely.
So Kamila, everyone here that's watching may not know you or may not know your journey. Tell us a little bit about even the journey before, what got you on this health and wellness journey, and also for you wanting to share that experience with others.
Right. So I grew up in Jamaica, and when I was 18 years old, I left Jamaica for the first time. I'm the first of 5 siblings, a very close-knit family. Luckily, I grew up in a health-conscious family. And so what I was exposed to from a very, very early age was healthy living. A lot of the concepts that I preached today was really rooted in what my parents, kind of preached growing up. And when I was 18, I moved away to Norway. So I don't know if anybody is familiar with United World Colleges.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. All right. So this is an incredible institution. They have 10 schools around the world. And I believe they still offer 5 scholarships to Jamaicans every year. Every year. Mm-hmm. So when you apply to the program, you don't know where they're going to place you, right? You apply. It's an extensive process. You write essays. They do an interview thing. And when you get selected, they select you based on your personality to say you can go to New Mexico. You can go to...
Is that what Esther Gale did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, I just connected with her the other day too.
Yeah, as well as Alicia's sister. She went to the school in Thailand. Alicia works with me. Mm-hmm.
Yes, there are 10 around. It's amazing. It's like 200 students from 98 different countries in each school. You live 5 in a room, 5 from 5 different continents. So in my first year, I lived with a tiny room. When I said a room, tiny, just in a little bunk bed and one little single bed, and a little bathroom and a common room. And in my first year, just to show you the diversity of the institution, I lived with somebody from Maldives, somebody from Bosnia, somebody from Finland, somebody from Sweden, who, by the way, visited me in Jamaica, met her husband, and they now have 2 children.
Wow.
Amazing. And then I was the Jamaican. And in my second year, I lived with somebody from Belarus, somebody from Sweden again. So you're kind of getting the extreme diversity. And so, you live kind of in the middle of nowhere. This was like, I'm talking about minus 25 degrees on a daily basis. Very different from my sunny, good Jamaica, right? You don't realize the importance of sunshine until you don't have it, right? And I used to go into school with complete darkness because we were way north, like 10 hours north of Oslo, the city.
What?
The capital. Yeah. So like literally way up north. So there in the winter months, I would have 2 hours of sunlight.
Woo! I can't even, my brain can't process that.
It was a lot, and then at that time we were doing the CXCs, right? I'm not trying to age myself.
I didn't know that.
But we were doing the CXCs.
What you did?
Huh?
I did PEP. I don't know what you guys
You never reached CXC level yet, right, Pep?
So this school did the IBs, the International Baccalaureate, and it was just a very different way of learning, right? A lot of critical thinking. I was taking subjects like philosophy and various different languages. And so I think that I was challenged for the first time in a very new way, being far away from home, again, from a very close-knit family, being the first to kind of fly out of the nest. And I think I took that separation, the difference in the weather, just kind of this new responsibility of also showing up as the only Jamaican and wanting to perform. Years later, in reflection and just experience, I've understood just how many, unhealthy habits that I was forming without even realizing it. So the overworking, the perfectionism, just kind of like always going, and that producing the excellence that created the scholarships, the full scholarships, the opportunities, and kind of forming that unhealthy cycle between that overworking and performance, and me thinking that had to happen in order to achieve. And so before you knew it, we did have one Italian neighbor that did make some good pasta at 2 a.m. in the morning, right? When the winter months did lick and the chocolate was doing it for me. And I swear, like literally out of nowhere, I just started to pack on the pounds, and I didn't even realize it because, you're wearing like oversized sweaters. I was a very active teenager. I was on my swim team. I was dancing 4 times a week, just kind of out and about, very social. And just kind of happened. I did the freshman 30, which became the 35, which became the 40, which became the 65. And I was almost 200 pounds at my heaviest. That was a really, really tough time for me. It was a really, really tough time for me because I describe it as being a prisoner in my own body. And that is not easy for anybody who is here, who has struggled with their weight before. You know how that feels. And I remember going on every striking diet you could think of, the Atkins, the South Beach, the Beyonce, the lemonade, the this, that, the quick fix, right? Because, you're just so uncomfortable and you want that change overnight, right? Even though it didn't happen overnight, right? You're so uncomfortable that you want to do anything. And interestingly enough, I was still doing the overworking, which I guess was, now in retrospect, was fueling the unhealthy behaviors. But I was also the president of the school and had to make an address to the body and the school body every Monday. And I remember one day I could not fit into anything. I had to give this presentation to the school in person. Them times I know virtual was happening. And I couldn't fit into anything. I was trying on everything. And I just remember I had a complete meltdown. And this was happening often, but I didn't realize it because I was just overworking, just kind of turning to food as my friend, having it soothe a lot of the issues that I had to actually address. But that was my way of kind of stuffing away what I needed to bring up, and I hit a very, very dark place of just kind of a rock bottom of just, I didn't want to go out to something that I felt very passionate about, right? Leadership and, representation of my country and myself and not wanting to show up for that, for excellence, for greatness. Because I wanted to hide away. It was just like what I had to face, which was myself at that time, was too much, too harsh, too yucky. The yuck that you don't kind of want to address. And I think that morning, that day when I had to address the school body, that was my final meltdown. That was my final pity party. Oh my gosh, I can't get on in anything. I'm feeling so badly about myself. And that was the day that I decided to change my life. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I was doing. One of the things that I did was I purchased a swimsuit that was now an extra large. This is from my good small up body, right? And I was like, all right, well, this is the acceptance part of things. And they had a heated indoor pool because I was a swimmer. And I started to do laps in the pool. I started to just put on a lot more layers and not make the excuse that it was too cold, because it was always cold. So what am I going to do? Not exercise? So putting one foot in front of the other. And, it was really the moment where I got into my dream school, Stanford University, on full scholarship. And that was the moment where it was like, all right, Cam, come on, man. Like, this is it. Like, this is a once in a lifetime, amazing moment. You're so, amazing. You're destined for great things. You're not meant to shy away and become a recluse, because that's not who you are. And, those were the moments where I just started to put one foot in front of the other again. And, I remember ordering that time. Amazon was just a thing. I'm now in the US, so I can order some things, right? And I remember ordering like every striking book in health and fitness to try and understand what had I been doing wrong. The diets that was almost making matters worse for myself. I also struggle with an eating disorder. And lots of body image issues, and I try to talk about this as often as possible, because it's one of those things that we also shy away from, especially within our Jamaican culture, right? It's also yucky. It's not something that we want to address. It's something that we're ashamed of, and I found that it was in my solace that was the hardest for me. I didn't have any support. I didn't have anybody that I could speak to, where I could just be vulnerable and honest with the place that I was. And I never wanted to feel like that again. And it's these things that fuel my just inspiration for communities like Wellfit, where I can provide a safe space for, people who are struggling with some of these things, because they're real and they're hard. And actually, we're not supposed to go through it by ourselves. That's the truth. Because when you open up and you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you realize how many people are struggling with some of the same things that you are, that you beat yourself up about. So, one thing led to the next. In my senior year, I was maybe 15 pounds away from, just kind of getting back to where I was before that. I decided to enter the Miss Jamaica World Beauty Pageant. And that was like, Instagram wasn't even around at that time. It was just Facebook. And I remember just making a public declaration at that time to just be like, all right, this is not no Miss Jamaica body, but I'm doing this. And, I was just sharing my great days, my disturbing days, my victories, my challenges, all at the same time. And people were kind of following that journey. And on that night, even though I did not win the Miss Jamaica World Pageant, I won the Miss Jamaica World Beach Beauty. So this was the segment of the pageant that, really celebrated the aesthetic, right? It's funny because I've been doing this every end of month, I talk to Paula and Porto. We talk about mental health on her show. So every and Thursday, shameless plug, at 7:45. We, just kind of tackle various different pillars of health on her show. And she was the MC, the host, who was asking oral questions. I don't know if you ladies remember, but on that night, even though I looked my best, like all better than before me did start my journey, when I say cut, no body fat, everything, And I remember Paula and Porto asked me a question that night, and I completely froze. I froze with just kind of like insecurities. I didn't feel my best. When you look at all of the pictures, I'm still sucking in my tummy, right? So I'm looking like not even healthy at that point.
Yeah.
Because I think mentally in my mind, I didn't really shed the layers just quite.
Right.
It's like when you struggle with your weight, there's a lot of times where, the mental repercussions of that far outweigh the physical, right? Because the physical part is kind of easy once you get in the motion. And that was the night I realized that this journey is way more than a physical one, right? There's a mind, there's a body, there's a spirit, everything needs to be in equilibrium and balance. And that's kind of where I started my journey. That's when I became a personal trainer, certified, and a certified sports nutritionist. And then just kind of delved into the health world. And I feel like my approach has grown over the years as I continue to research and feel intuitively what feels right.
Yeah.
And Wellfit is now built on 7 pillars of wellness. And it's as I said, it's a dream. If you told me back then I'd be leading a whole entire like wellness community, inspiring other mostly women to step up to their best selves, I would have been like, get out of here. So full circle, it's a beautiful
Circle.
and it's a journey, right? I would definitely not say I've arrived anywhere. It's like I'm continuing this journey, and that's the destination, really, right?
Mhm. Wow. I see Charmaine says, I remember being at that pageant and cheering you on. Hi, Charmaine.
Charmaine.
Actually, I remember that night and I actually remembered, I was like, her body is off the chain. And I remember the question. I think you had mentioned that you grew up somewhere, you had spent some time somewhere in Africa. And Paula Ann asked you to say something in like Swahili. See, I remember. But
Yes, I remember.
one thing you must look back on that tape, even when you froze and you had that moment, you had the most beautiful smile. And I thought, well, if nothing else, these pictures are going to look great.
Right?
But no, I'm thinking about it, and there's some stuff that you mentioned that I know a lot of our viewers are really thinking about, and we talk about it a lot. This concept of constant perfectionism for women. So when we're young, we're supposed to be top of the class. If we're mothers, we're supposed to be the best mom ever, the best wife, the best friend, the best daughter, the best, the best, the best. And it puts so much pressure on us. And worse, if like one thing is off of the best, we are complete failures and we feel like we have achieved nothing. And when I look at your journey, because I've been fascinated by, as you say, full circle, that you've done the journalism, you've gone to your dream school, you've done United College, but yet you pursued your passion. Like you said, okay, I'm going to use all of these skills, all of this learning to pour it into a passion. And I know a lot of our viewers struggle with, but I have a master's degree in finance and I've been at the top of the company and I know what I really want to do, but the people them I got things say, so me nah go do it. How do you take all of this learning, all of this journey, and then you just pour it into your passion with the same energy as you would have done to do your degree, but you're pouring it all into this? How is that for you? And what's that feeling like? And how did you?
Yeah.
Because people them, remember the people them that care so much?
Yeah, it's interesting that you asked that question, because after that moment, so that was 2009, and because I was sharing my journey publicly, there were quite a few people who reached out, which is kind of what, I heard a calling to just be like, you need to be certified, you need to study for this. Like, if you feel so passionate about being a part of other people's journey, then, obviously you need to, that needs to be rooted in education and like, expertise, really, more than anything else. And that was when I became a personal trainer. And I remember I started, it was called Jamrock Fitness at the time in 2009. And it was at Ligani Club. And let me tell you, nobody couldn't tell me about nothing, because me did sign one contract with it was an insurance company called JIC at the time. I don't know if you guys
I remember JIC.
Yes.
My first car used to be with JIC.
So I signed this
JIIC.
Yeah, JIIC. I signed this
They're
incredible.
still around, in case you all were wondering. Yes.
Well, big up JIC, because they were very forward thinking, and they signed up with 50 of their employees to be a part of my boot camp. It was a boot camp that was like 4 or 5 days a week, I don't remember. And my parents are extremely traditional, which is interesting because while they're traditional, they're also very not. But where school is concerned, they're very, very. My mother is a graduate of Harvard University, and she gets her doctorate. My father having masters. Like, them very serious about academics, right? And my whole life that just has been, follow the yellow brick road, become a lawyer, doctor, chief, no matter go off, but on the entrepreneur or none of these things, right? So I remember applying to 2 grad schools. I applied to Columbia and applied to UC Berkeley. And I said, if I do not get into these 2 grad schools, I'm going to continue doing this work that I had started with Jamrock Fitness. And I remember I got a full scholarship to UC Berkeley. So this was for master's. And, it's not easy as an international student to land a full scholarship. That's the truth, especially for grad school. One thing is undergrad, the next thing. So it was like God was trying to redirect me here, but I was like, no, but I'm enjoying this work so much. I just signed a contract and what, da-da-da. Let me tell you, my parents made the biggest deal in life. Them cussed me off. What may I do? My father was calling. So you're going to give up this for go jump up and down? It's this thing. It's a running joke. He calls my business jumping up and down, right? And it was a big drama. And I listened to my parents. I went to grad school, right? Even though I knew innately that really was not the traditional form of journalism, really wasn't what I was feeling. Like, that's not what was pulling and calling me, but I still went. And to be honest, I don't regret it, because I know a lot of the skills that I developed in grad school, even from a follow-through perspective and grit and willpower and just showing up and, just, you know how it is to bring anything to life, emerge, ready to emerge, doing all of the incredible work that you guys are doing. It takes a lot, you have to really be dedicated to it. And so a lot of those skills, just independence. At that time, I birthed Kaylani in my second year of grad school, which in of itself was a whole entire thing. And, as I said, looking back, I'm very happy that I took that path. I got my master's. Worst case scenario, I can always fall back on that. But really, I came right back to what I knew was my calling. And it's just something that screams at me. It's something that I cannot help. It's something that I've learned to honor. And that learning to honor came from like a lot of aha moments of stumbling, of not honoring and realizing that it just takes you right back. If you can't ignore, and I find that when you stay in alignment with what you were destined for, that's the easy path. Anything that feels like it's like you're going against the grain, I've been learning over and over and over, that's not the thing. The thing is what comes the easiest to you, what you're most passionate about, what wakes you up at night, what wakes you up in the morning, because it ain't easy to follow through, with the things that with your work. It's not easy, so you have to love it. So to answer your question, Rochelle, I would say it's just a learning of, that, discernment, really, more than anything else, and really understanding God's will for you and just trying to stay on that path, and always honoring that on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, Charmaine says winning the mental battle is the key to standing secure in our place.
Absolutely.
Honor your calling. The thing though, for me, is just what you said. I've never thought about it that way. We always think that the traditional way is the easy route, but yet we fight. And when you're actually walking in your purpose, that is the easy route.
Easy route.
It actually feels easy. And I like how you tied in everything, because, a lot of times we beat ourselves up. I should have done it this time. I should have done it. We have to be gentle with ourselves. You never did. You still have the purpose. You still have some life living on you. You can do it. But sometimes we have to go through all of this stuff so that we get these skills, so that we get this exposure, so that we meet certain people that are going to open the door. So sometimes we fight so hard and beat ourselves up so much, but we're not even enjoying the moment of what we're experiencing, and that leading to that place where we're supposed to go. That was just so powerful. We're going to give Katia a chance. We see Katia, press on mute, but like me. I'm
like, the time's soon finished and I don't get my turn yet. And there's just so much to talk about, we don't talk about the books yet, by the way. I have 2 of the books, and the books are like this big. Yeah, so there's just so
Kamila,
much
remember when the
information.
first time I saw the first book, and I was like, well, Kamila, you could have done like 5 books out of the 1 book.
In fact, are
We
you
all
telling
have told her
me
that.
you're like,
We
no?
have all told her that.
And then do a slow release.
We have all told her that.
I remember that.
But
Yeah.
sometimes, I mean, there, like I said, there's just so much to talk about. But I think it's also important. I mean, you are a public figure. And Rochelle had said it in the, when she was introducing you, that you've found this amazing way of naturally incorporating all of us into your life with Kehlani, and just the process of being a mom and in a real way. How do you strike the balance between being a public figure? And I mean, of course, now everybody is online, and it's like people think that they know you already because you're on social and your life is basically an open book for all of us. How do you strike that balance, and how do you also keep her grounded throughout the process?
Yeah, that has been a lot of intuition as well, and kind of going against the grain of what should be. So from a very, very early age, I knew that Kehlani was super talented. And I remember starting an Instagram page for her when she was really, really young. And it started to, kind of pick up in following. I had a hashtag Lani episodes. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yes.
And I made a concerted effort when she was maybe like 4 to just stop. I just stopped posting her. I would share her from time to time on my page, but I stopped developing her own personal persona just based on everything that we were going through at that time. So, you guys know that I, have been through my fair share. I was in an abusive marriage. Kehlani saw a lot more than she should have seen in her little life. And I've been single mama in it since. And I just knew intuitively that I needed to create a lot more of a stable foundation before I put her out there. And even though it felt like continuing would be the best thing, because guess what? I get to build up her following. I get to build up my following. And it's been something that I've struggled with over the years. And when I say struggled with, I've been fortunate to land a lot of great partnerships. And with partnerships, as you guys know, come with a lot of responsibilities, right? You have to stay active. You have to get the numbers. You have to get the analytics so that you can prove worthy of that partnership. And it's an ongoing showing up. The problem is that when you are constantly showing up, but you are also going through your own personal things that require a certain amount of stillness and not showing up for anybody else except yourself, and almost being okay taking that very fearful step of not showing up, of not being active and present and relevant. And I've, over the years, just kind of taken my own sabbaticals where I just stop altogether. Sometimes I've had to reach out to brands to just say, look, guys, I'm going to need to step away for a little while. I know my contract says I need to post 4 times a month and I need to be getting these kind of numbers and I need to be getting, but I've just been like very steadfast in that knowing that like I have to show up for myself or everything else come crumbling down. And it was something that was a little uncomfortable at first because it's definitely against the grain. What should be happening, especially nowadays with Instagram. What I've noticed is that if you do take the time off, because maybe about last year, I took about 4 months off where I did not post one striking thing on Instagram, not even one. I was just offline and I needed it. And that was when Camila's Kitchen was birthed, in that silence, in that focus, in that really trying to connect and put in the hard work. Because it does, to be an influencer, to be a content creator, there's, you have to feed the beast, you have to go. If you don't post for 3 days, then your analytics and the whole, what is it called? Algorithm. Word one more time. But I think you just also have to stay confident in, by the way, that was a mango that just dropped. We have an awesome mango tree that
I'm
bears
coming for some.
delicious mangoes. But I think, it's like a focus in quality.
Is a mango.
In
It's
the
a mango.
knowing that, in the time that you're taking to almost, it's like you are, what's that word when you're in like a cocoon and you're in that introspective space and you're in that building and you're in that space where, it's not the showing up time. It's
No.
the preparation.
Incubation.
It's the incubation period, right? And I have just kind of grown to honor that period and not fear, not being relevant enough, and just always being confident in knowing that what I have to offer, especially after incubation, the most powerful things come after incubation, and just that, showing up just for yourself first, so that you can tap into the divine wisdom that is coming to you. You can read the books that you're supposed to read. I'm very big on research, and especially in the health space, it's very important to stay up to date with everything that's coming out and have a full understanding before I can feel like I can lead any community. So especially where Kaylani is concerned, I'm big on the mama bearness. Like I get right. So I've just had to know that she's a different kid.
Mm-hmm.
She learns differently. She thinks differently. She feels very big. She's a feeler just like me. She's very empathetic. And it's kind of scary because in our world and our society, we don't really understand empathetic beings, right? And more importantly, if you as an empathetic person, you don't understand that as well, then it can be a little confusing because like you feel big, and so in an effort to protect her and to just kind of hone her, knowing that she's destined for what she's destined for, and if I have her offline for a couple of years that's not going to stop her progress or her journey, and just being rooted in that.
Yeah.
Well, and just to point out that Simbarachi Nkrumah, my cousin, who I have never seen him comment one time, I never even know him watch Emerge. He's true. So it's true.
Hey, Simba.
So, Cams, we have a segment called Best Advice, where we ask you the best advice that you've ever gotten or that you would like to share about a particular topic. And I'm going to let Nai ask you the first question.
Okay.
Nai, you're muted.
News.
So the best advice that you have ever received or you have given about living well, fit, and healthy?
I would say that the most important things are the small steps that you're taking every day. That they're not the big, grand moments of humongous discovery. They're not the big moments of just like, oh my God, I lost 15 pounds or 25 pounds. They're literally the day-to-day, very minuscule actions that you're taking every single day towards that health. And what we were saying earlier, that it's not a destination. It's really a journey.
Yes.
That's showing up for yourself every day. And I think also that it's a balance too. It's not just about eating all the kale and staying away from all the carbs. And
Well, she's very happy. We're all happy to hear that.
right? It's everything. It's a mind, body, spirit. It's the 7 pillars of Wellfit, which are eat well, move well, drink well, sleep well, rest well, feel well, and live well. That we have to keep those in balance every single day. It's not just about the workout class and spending 90 minutes.
That sleep well part is critical.
Yeah, it's not about that. It's the literal every single day. Is this feeding my body? Is it feeding disease or is it fighting disease? Is it is it good for my mental health or not? Am I choosing positive thoughts? Am I an active participant in my happiness? Those are it's the moment to moment miracles rather than that big, large goal that we're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
So we're all readers here, and most
That's a
of
lot
the
of
people,
food for thought for me just in this moment.
Yes.
and most of our emergers are readers. So we want you to give us a book recommendation.
Ooh. I'm reading a really good book right now. In fact, we have a book club in Wellfit, which
Yes,
I'm
you
really
do. Yes, you do.
And the book that we're reading right now is called The Mountain Is You. It's
Oh.
by Brianna somebody, remember her name, but Brianna somebody. The Mountain Is You. And it's a book about self-sabotage and how much we are, really
Guilty of that.
like we are the problem. We are who, we have the power within us to really change what happens. It's not anybody else. It's not any other situation. It's not any other thing. And through these unconscious, ways of self-sabotage, we are inhibiting our own growth. And it's a beautiful book. We're about to do the review in a week from now. And that has been very, very helpful. There's a lot of aha moments that have come up for me. And, it's also a book, The Mountain Is You, which is so timely, especially given that I've just relaunched the Move on the Mountain series. So I'm actually going to be discussing a lot about this book, and so the journaling prompts will all be about the mountain, right?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna look for it and share it in our newsletter.
Yeah. The book is really like whoo, slap across my face. Yeah, The Mountain Is You.
Last two questions. What's the best advice that you have received or would give about transforming your life?
I think to embrace the tough times. It sounds weird. Embrace the rock bottoms. I have had a lot of rock bottoms in my life, and that has been the moment of massive transformation. Anytime I've hit like a really, really low in my life, it's like that low there's no much lower that you can go when you're hitting that low. And it creates so much discomfort that there's no other choice than to transform, because you're like breaking out, like who you are and who you have been is not serving who you're going to be anymore. And so it's like you got to embrace it. You got to be happy, thank it, because that is such an uncomfortable place to be. And that it's only up from there. The challenges that we face in our life, they're meant to teach us that we're a lot stronger than we think we are. And I have found my biggest transformations have happened in my most uncomfortable places. And that I think that we're not really wired as humans for happiness, which is the weird thing, right? We're wired for comfort. And it's in our discomforts that we are forced to transform. Yeah. And so the more that we embrace that discomfort and like really try to figure out what it is that period of our life is trying to teach us, that's when real transformation happens.
Amen. And Roshi has a question that's going to give you pause.
Oh, Jesus.
So Camilla, you took us on a portion of your journey to even where you are today. But when you think through the journey of Camilla's life, and we're just stop for a moment now, and you say to yourself, it's award ceremony time. Tonight, the award goes to Camilla. What award would go to Camilla?
Ooh. Wow, this is a big one. Well, I'm going to cheat. I am recently a recipient of an award. It's the Trendsetter Award at a ball in New York on August 13th. And it's for my contribution to health and wellness in Jamaica and the diaspora.
Congratulations!
And I always see myself as a trendsetter, so it was really, really cool to be called upon for this. I always, take the path that hasn't been taken before. for some reason. Sometimes I'm like, oh, can you just get a regular job and just do it normally? But I like to follow my calling, and I think that's an important thing because it reminds everybody else that like that's what you're supposed to do, and you're not gonna fall off the cliff. And if you fall off, you're gonna climb back up, and the muscles that you're gonna build on that climb up.
Yep. And yep.
Yeah, so I would say it would be the Trendsetter Award.
Yes.
I like that.
So guys, before Kamila leaves us, she has a giveaway for us tonight. Kamila, first before you tell us what the giveaway is, how would you like us to give it away?
All right. What are the 7 pillars of wellness and Wellfit?
Oh, shoots.
I said them. Are you listening? I wonder if any members are in the house. You're not allowed to say it to anybody else. We deal with these pillars every single day. And the giveaway is a 3-month membership to the Wellfit Club. And it's a 3-month membership because when you are really focused on transformation, it's not what is going to happen overnight. This is day in, day out, consistently showing up for yourself, creating habits, which actually is what helps us to get out of the discomfort. So a lot of us in transformation don't realize that, that comfort, because I remember in my almost 200-pound frame, I got so comfortable in my discomfort that I was willing to just stay there and be there. And that's the truth. Again, what we were talking about, we're not wired for happiness, we're wired for security and comfort. But if we show up for these habits every single day and create a new comfortable, right? Create a new routine, create a new way of being and operating and showing up for yourself, then you would realize that comfort comes after the 90 days. But it's not showing up. That 90-day period is always the hardest, because it's just so uncomfortable. We're creatures of habit. So like to create a new routine, new habits, it's very difficult. So I would say 90 days because that's what I want you to give me. To actually
1, 2, 3, Auntie 4. Auntie Norma gave us 4. We need all 7. You said 7, right? All 7.
7.
You want all 7? All 7, guys.
Let's have at least 5, right? That feels
okay. Auntie Norma, you're at 4. Come on.
I remember I said there was one that she said. I was like, yeah, that one.
Oh, Charmaine. Oh, wait, 1. Okay, looks like Kimoy might have it.
Live well, move well, rest well, eat well, sleep well.
How many she have there?
Are those right though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are those right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go.
All right. So think positive. So this is Charmaine, right? Think positive. That would be like feel well. I think that's good enough. Work hard. All right. Kimoy. Live well.
Kimoy has it.
Rest well. Eat well. Sleep well. Drink well.
All right.
What's the 7th one?
The 7th one is live well.
Live well is there.
Live well is there. Okay, yes. So we have sleep well. Sleep well is from Kim.
Sleep well is there.
Sleep well
is there.
Okay, live well, move well, drink well, eat well. What she don't have? Feel well.
Feel well.
Feel well, yes.
So big, you know what?
Yeah, she
yeah, man, Kimoy.
Kimoy, you are our winner. So we will reach out to you. Can you send us a message in our DM so that we can get you your prize at Ready to Emerge on Instagram? All right, guys, we have 2 more giveaways. Nice.
Oh boy. So we have 2 more giveaways. If you were on our episode, we had an author, right? We've actually had more than one author.
Almost all of them at this point.
We had an author, and we did promise that we were going to give away one of our books in the season finale. If you can tell us the name of that author and the name of her book, you will win a copy, a signed copy of her book.
And I'll give you a clue. It was in the last 3 weeks.
It was what?
Within the last 3 weeks.
I can give you another clue. Her name has an S in it somewhere.
Nice.
But it's so easy. I'm giving clues.
But look how easy it is, and I don't see anybody put the answer yet. Watch how everybody going to search to see who it is.
Nope, it's not Terry.
Terry.
Terry's name don't have an S in there.
Stacey.
Yes, Charmaine, you get a prize. Woo!
Charmaine. But do you know the name of the book?
Oh,
Come with the book name.
name. All right.
It's okay, Charmaine. We're gonna give you that prize. You can still tell us the book name though.
So Charmaine, you're gonna get the book.
Legit.
The name of the book is "Time Does Not Heal" by Stacey and
Smith.
So Charmaine, we will definitely reach out to you. But please also.
Are you writing down who all the winners are?
Yes, of course.
I'm just making sure somebody's doing it. That's all.
I mean, Brim.
Yes.
But as you said, I'm making sure to write down because you know how these things are. I did pep, so my brain is good.
Right. Firing. Last giveaway.
I have one more giveaway. This is the big one. I feel like Rochelle should speak to this one because if you're ready to emerge, this is the giveaway for you.
You know, there's nothing like when teachers say the exam will go easy and you're like, what are you trying? What are you trying to do? You're trying to like throw me off. So this is so easy because if you've been following us over the last couple of weeks, we have mentioned at least 1.5 million times the date of our Emerge Summit and the theme. The date and the theme. What are they going to win though, Kathy?
We're not even going to tell them what the prize is yet, Rochelle.
All
right. We're not telling them. Guys, when is Emerge and what's when is the Emerge Summit and what is the theme for the summit? Tracy, September 18th. What's the theme for the summit?
Oh, Charmaine, you're out of this one.
September 22nd. What's all of you throwing out dates? What is the theme for the summit? It's a two-part question.
What's the date and the theme?
Don't remember the theme.
Oh,
okay, Charmaine, you're out.
Guys, this is a big prize, you know.
Yeah, this is big.
You know, when you go to an event and you win the grand prize,
this is it.
And they say the biggest one for last. This is what that is.
I feel like I paid attention to the date, but not the theme.
Nobody's searching.
Nobody remembers the theme of the summit. Ready to emerge. Not ready to emerge.
Maybe you should tell them what the prize is, and it could jog some memory.
Jog their memory.
I think maybe we should let Camilla. Camilla knows what the prize is. Let's make Camilla tell them what the prize is.
All right, guys. So the prize is, that's why I was over here trying to rack my brain. I was like, you know? The prize is an entire ticket to the brand new season in person, first time in 2 years, to the summit, Ready to Emerge Summit, that I don't remember the theme.
So we need, guys, to win this, you need to tell us a date.
Okay.
The month and the day, as well as the theme.
Tracy got the theme and she got the date.
Okay, congrats, Tracy.
Hey, we're going to ban Tracy from entering these things in now, because last time she did win up one whole heap of prize too.
Yeah. Tracy won stuff?
Yes. I had to deliver them. I recall vividly.
And normal they actually
the name.
That's what I think.
Did, but
because we know Auntie Normadel is not here, I think we should give Auntie Normadel a virtual class.
Okay, look at that. We're giving away so many things. So Auntie Normadel, you're getting the
virtual
pass for the online, for the virtual access. And Tracy, you are going to get a ticket for the live show. Congratulations, everybody. So, the news that we have for tonight is that we are live. So you can go on readytoemergenow.com/summit 2022 to register and get all of the information on the summit. It is live. Everything is there for you. Ticket prices,
mostly everything, because we can't just announce the speakers one time.
Right. Yeah. But everything else is there.
Everything else.
You get in on the day. Thanks to Sagicor, we're going to be doing headshots. Courtesy of Gabby Glam, we're gonna have our little glam section. We're gonna have Studio Craft doing the headshots, courtesy of Sagicor. So guys, you need to bring your A game. This is not something where you just show up and expect to come as you are. Nope.
Yeah, but Gabby,
having an opportunity.
Gabby Glam, if you reach on time, you could get glammed by Gabby Glam.
Wow. Yep. Because there'll be limited spaces for that. Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure you're in on all the excitement.
That is right. So again, go to the website readytoemergenow.com/summit 2022 for all the information, and you can register now. Thank you for joining us.
We have early bird tickets up until, do you remember what date, Catherine? We have early bird tickets.
End of August. I don't remember the exact date, but I know it's the end of August.
All right, so
she's going to be there
on her eyelash. Make sure you lash them look like Rochelle own.
Tell about pan eyelash.
Right? Catherine, they're asking you to post a link in the chat.
Yes. Okay, let me do that.
Catherine can do those things. She's very smart. Catherine is very smart.
She is. She'll be fine.
I don't know how to do that.
Uh-huh.
Well, but Camilla, for everybody, by the way, the 3 people in the world that do not currently follow Camilla, please remind everyone where you can be found. I am a fangirl, so you might follow all of the page them. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at I am Kamila McDonald. You can find the Wellfit page at the Wellfit Club. You can also keep up with the Camila's Kitchen page at Camila's Kitchen _JA. And if you want to check out the website, it's thewellfitclub.com and it's camilaskitchenja.com.
Awesome.
We really just want to thank you for sharing your journey with us tonight, but more importantly, for awakening many of us about just this whole concept of walking in your calling, that is actually the easy route, that we have everything that we need for our greatness, and our greatness is through service to others. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for always showing up. And we are grateful, as you are, for those transforming moments when you hit rock bottom, because as you climbed your way back up, you took us all with you. And you've given us so much through your books, through your website, through your pages, and through you just opening yourself up and showing us that it can be done. We cannot thank you enough. And we just wish you all the blessings. And as you step into these continued open doors, the Lord will put everybody that is needed for your resounding success, because your success is our success, because we all benefit from it. Camilla, keep on, girl.
Thank you. Love you ladies so much, each and every one of you, and everybody here that joined tonight. Thank you so much. Love all of you.
We love you. Thank you for joining us. Thanks everybody for staying with us for season 7.
Continue following our page on Instagram, where we'll be updating you about the summit. We'll be announcing speakers shortly and all the other exciting things that will be happening. So continue to follow us, share the word, share this episode, and
Instagram and Facebook. We're also active there. Don't forget.
Yeah, Facebook as well. But also remember, we have 2 holidays coming up. You can use that time to binge watch all of our episodes.
True.
I mean, it's just 7 whole seasons. That's all.
I mean,
oh, I love you, ladies.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
See you in September 18th at the AC Hotel.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.